Many of you in the collective in which this reading pertains to has a very warrior-like spirit. You are somebody who moves into a situation and fights for justice, fights for good cause, fights to rectify situations in favor of those who deserve an advocate or humanitarian advocate. This is somebody that this reading pertains to who will go into battle, who is brave and who is courageous and likes to rectify wrongs. But this is a person who must be careful of the opposite end of their personality, where they become domineering, judgmental, aggressive, and exhibit bouts of rage, where they boss people around to the point where they scare people off. If this reading matches your personality, then chances are this reading is for you. In addition to that, many of you in the collective may not exhibit these tendencies, but you are moving into a period where you are going to have to exhibit or employ these characteristics in order to survive a situation. Leadership is called for. The planet Mars and Aries resonate with this reading. There is hostility coming into your life, a point in which you must protect yourself from a negative influence. And with the warrior spirit, you will have an assistance with this cause. In addition to that, your ancestors may be reaching out to you in order to guide you through a difficult course of action. You may be dealing with past issues, or an individual from your past may be reconvening a previous argument that you have put on the back burner. Ba is one of 9 pieces to the human soul, according to translations of ancient Egyptian text. In ancient Egypt, death was highly prepared for, and as a result, rituals were necessary in order to maintain aspects of the human soul and body so that the human soul can carry on in the afterlife. There are hidden underlying themes of immortality. Whatever you do now will have long-lasting significance into the future. Ba was the aspect of the human soul that was referred to as the soul. It was a representation of the inner self aside from the ego, which means that many of you in the collective, if this reading resonates with you, all decisions moving forward will strip you of your ego. You must strip yourself from your ego in order to withstand and survive the ensuing chaos and destruction that you must deal with. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil because I am the baddest motherfucker there. And that is the mentality that you must have. I fear no evil, for there thou art with me. So Ba had the ability during the human being's existence to travel, astral project, travel into the underworld and back to the human body. This card is followed by Apophis, the serpent of destruction. There are 2 creation theories that I have encountered. One is where Neith emerges from the depths of the chaotic waters of primordial noon. And as she arises, she gets water in her mouth, spits it out, and Apophis comes out of that. But the one that I like to pay attention to more is where Apophis existed before the creation of the universe. Apophis swam in the dark depths of the primordial waters of Nun. And after creation of many of the gods in ancient Egypt, Apophis felt offended, irritated, and angry, and sought to destroy the light that they brought into his dark abyss. It is predicted that he existed before the creation of the universe, and he will exist after the destruction of the universe. It is his cause to bring darkness, chaos, and evil to all things. And as a result, the sun god, the solar god, Ra, travels through the underworld at nighttime, bringing light to the dead. And as he travels, he replenishes himself so that he may reemerge as a new sun, as Kepri in the morning, and as he ages in the sky during the day, he settles as Atum, an aged elder sun, and he goes back into the underworld. And as he makes his pilgrimage through the underworld, he travels on his solar boat, where Apophis tries to devour him so that he can prevent the sun from rising again, and he can plunder the earth into darkness. And the only thing that is in his way is Mehen, the great snake, the great guardian snake, that is also associated with the Ouroboros, the snake that encircles the earth, biting its tail, representing the endless cycle of death and rebirth, but also guardianship and protection. In addition to that, Ra is protected by Osiris, the god of the underworld, who assists him in his renewal and rejuvenation. He is also protected by Bastet, a very significant goddess in this reading. He is also protected by Sekhmet and Set. He has assistance. So what does this reading tell me this far? A, many of you could be experiencing issues of death in your life, but also the death of loved ones, in which they require guardianship and guidance. Their deaths may have been caused by a great tragedy, possibly a self-employed one. So we have the Three of Swords here, the Two of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. As I told you earlier, this reading heavily resonates with the number 9. We have the number 9 and the defense of the human soul. So many of you in the collective have been dealing with serious issues where your decisions will determine the defense of your inner self, your true self, and that of your soul. In addition to that, you could be defending those who are passing. We have Apophis, otherwise known as Apep in Egyptian mythology, Apophis in Greek mythology, associated with the Two of Swords. This is you putting up a blockade to the most destructive aspects of human nature coming in your way or natural order. This could also suggest to people in your life who have passed in a very destructive way as a result of the destructive characteristics of a enemy or their own destructive habits and tendencies. Then we have the Three of Swords in association with Mehen, and this would suggest to me that you require protection and guardianship from 3 dangerous opponents. In addition to that, this could also suggest to me, as a result of 2 and 3 following consecutively, that initially you lost 2 people as a result of toxic behaviors and toxic destructive people, and then you lost a 3rd whom was encompassed in trying to assist them or help them. And if it wasn't that way, you lost a 3rd person, but they were lost to you in a manner that was not nearly associated with the level of destruction that the other 2 were associated with. In addition to that, you could have someone from beyond who is trying to give you advice in order to protect you at this time. Our last card in the reading is the cat. As after I had pulled these cards, I literally saw this image standing in my kitchen by the table. And ironically, the cat has to do with home, fertility, protection of cats, and is highly associated with Bastet, who is also one of the major protectors of the sun god Ra as he travels through the underworld. Bastet is a very strong female presence which brings sensuality and love and prosperity to the home, who also embraces her feminine sexual qualities in order to take care of those in her life. So we have a strong male presence that is going through a chaotic, destructive period, and he is appealing to the feminine attributes of someone in his life for prosperity and protection and guardianship. Whomever you are in this reading, you are going to be going through a difficult period, and also difficult issues from the past will be resurfacing, but you do have a connection to the beyond that is acting as a guide in the darkness.